Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I was having some microphone issues and some background noise, but I wanted to do a quick video. I'm doing some Deutsch connectors for the speakers and the doors, so that way I have a quick disconnect when it comes time to do some servicing on the doors. These are very waterproof and weatherproof type connectors. They seal with the wire inside, and they got a nice little rubber seal, so you don't have any issues with moisture penetrating through and corroding your wires or shorting out your speakers or your amp. Right now here I'm installing a couple of crimp terminals that go onto the speaker themselves. These are some MSD wire crimp pliers that I've had for God knows how long. They make excellent work of crimping any connector onto your wire, and then do a nice little strip of the wire here. Keeps it clean. Keep your copper twisted really tight, that way you have no issues sliding them into the connector themselves. Like I said, I'm doing this because the integrity of the factory speaker wire is shot. There's a lot of belt caps and T-taps and other butt connectors in place that shouldn't be. And I figure if I'm going to pull the doors to have them repainted, I may as well just do this, make it a quick disconnect that I can route through the kick panel, through the factory grommet that goes through the door. Heat shrink goes a long way to sealing some of these plugs, so use them wisely. Normally you can use a heat gun, but I have my little torch on me, and a couple times you watch this video where I kind of singe my fingers, and it is what it is. I just go with the flow and roll with it. You can find these Deutsch connectors on Amazon. They're not expensive, and they make excellent work of everything you do. This is a oxygen-free copper wire, 2-strand, and this stuff is very flexible, easy to use, and perfect for all kinds of different stereo installs and stuff where you need some flexibility and some quality wire. These little connectors are crimped onto the wire, and they're what is inserted into the connector itself. They're not exactly the best tool to use to crimp these down. I probably need to go get me some Deutsch connector crimpers, but I don't have them on hand right now, so I just used those and then went back with my cutters to kind of squeeze them down a little bit. They're secure, they're not going to release, and I was tugging on them pretty well, and so I had no issue with them falling out. And then this is where they just slide into the connector. Like I said, this is a little rubber butt end that they slide into, and there's going to be this little green plug that goes inside and locks it in place. You can use a little flathead screwdriver, or you can use some tweezers to press it in place. You can see I was using a little screwdriver right here to kind of just seat it to make sure it sat perfectly. Sorry about the angles. I was trying to do the best I can with the lighting and stuff so that you can all see this, but you can see the little green cap in there. I'm just checking the quality of the crimps and making sure everything looks good, because I'm going to come back here now and wrap it all with Tech Flex. These plugs are really nice, high quality, and so you want to protect them as best you can, and this also helps it make it slide through the sleeving in the door a little bit easier. Typically with Tech Flex, you want to have a hot knife to cut them. They sell some of those electric knives on Amazon to, when you cut the Tech Flex, it kind of solders the end so that you don't have any frays. I don't have one right now, and it used to, and it's broke, but it's what you can do to keep the Tech Flex from fraying, and you have a nice even cut. You want to get it as tight as possible, that way you don't have any bulging areas, and it's not hard to do on the first heat shrink you do, because then you can anchor it down here. It's the last one where you want to draw it down as much as possible. And as you can see, I give myself a little bit of play between the connector and the heat shrink just because I want some, I still want to be able to see the colors of the wires just in case I have any issues and I have to reverse the polarities if that becomes an issue, which it shouldn't be. But when I build the other end of the connector, I'm going to have to know what that wire is. Frankly, it's not going to be too much of an issue because that's going to be the end that's going to be in the car itself. See, as I'm trying to work it tighter, that way it's as tight as can be, close to the wire. That way it looks clean and secure. Again, I'm leaving myself a little bit of wiggle room here because I know I'm going to have to go to the connectors on the speaker, so I need to be able to have some flexibility to route them as I need to. Again, here I am heat shrinking everything, kind of singeing my fingers a little bit. You'll see, again, I played kind of stupid here, but this is what they look like. They came out really well. I need to build one more set for the passenger door, but at least the driver's side doors now. Once I get to pulling the dash out, I'll run these through the grommet itself and make it work. Thanks for watching. Here's a couple pictures of what I was left with these doors and the speakers. Just absolutely terrible work.